Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another NFL video. Today we'll be talking about the NFC West record prediction. You got the Seahawks, Niners, Rams, Cardinals. Once upon a time, this division was great. Now it's kind of top heavy. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the Cardinals. Cardinals obviously are rebuilding. Buda Baker and D Hop are requesting trades. They want out of the Cardinals. And J.J. Watt recently retired, so that's the edge rusher gone. They added an edge rusher from LSU. He's a speed rusher. I like that guy. I forgot his name. Ojulari, I think his name is, from LSU. He's a big-time edge rusher. But, still a rebuilding team. Isaiah Simmons is also, he hasn't worked out for the Cardinals. And this is last year on his contract. They could possibly trade him as well. So, big rebuilding team right here. Cardinals going 2-15. I don't really like giving teams bad records, but I'm looking at every possible angle. And giving them these 2 wins was very tough for me to do that. But yeah. It's not looking good for the Cardinals. If you're a Cardinals fan, it's probably not the year to watch them. Hopefully you get a top pick. I mean, you should get a top pick. First overall or something like that. But Williams is going to probably be that guy, though. So you already have a quarterback. Or maybe you move on for Kyle Murray. I don't know. So, the big questions there. And my 4 key games, usually my key games are like games that have playoff, intentions, just deciding seeding, or maybe you need to win this game to end the losing streak, or this is going to be a very entertaining game. For the Cardinals, it's kind of like these are the games that you could possibly win. The Washington game was the first game of the season. Obviously, Washington's basically having a rookie quarterback, but Washington's kind of built all around solidly. They got a good receiving core, they got a good running back room. Their D-line's phenomenal. They got new corners. Their safety's kind of iffy. And their linebacker's kind of iffy. But they're built solidly all around. So I had Washington beating them. But the Cardinals could put up a fight against in that game. And then for the Niners, that's the first Niners game that they play against. That's early in the season as well. The Niners, we don't know if Brock Purdy is going to be there. I don't believe he is, even though they're trying to say that he's probably going to be starting week 1 or week 2. I don't think Brock Purdy is going to be there until early mid. We'll go over it right now when we go to the Niners. But I have the Cardinals sneaking out with a win against the Niners, even though the Niners are really, really good as well. I think the Cardinals are surprised right there. And then the Bears game. The Bears are a rebuilding team as well. Obviously, they made big-time moves in the offseason, trading for DJ Moore, signing Edmonds, getting their linemen in the draft. So they did big things in the offseason. But that's a potential win for the Cardinals right there. And then so this is the second Rams game. Later in the season, I believe Stetson Bennett is going to be playing, because Stafford is probably going to be hurt, or if Stafford's not hurt, I think he'll continue playing. I don't think they'll put in Bennett if Stafford is healthy. I think they're just going to let him, get some numbers. But there's always a possibility that Stafford might get hurt, and even though he's tough as hell. Yeah. But at the Cardinals, the Cardinals could possibly win that one as well. And then for the Rams, they lost some pieces in the offseason. They lost Allen Robinson, Jalen Ramsey, Wolf Whitworth, or was he gone last year? I think he was gone last year. My bad. But Floyd, they lost Floyd as well. Rapp. They lost a decent amount of players in the offseason. And let's get right into the record. I have them going 6-11. Their team's not that great either, even though they have Aaron Donald, Stafford, Cooper Kupp. I mean, those guys can only do so much. They have a bunch of young guys from the draft. They drafted a lot of people in this year's draft, and I do like their draft class, and a lot of people don't like it, but I do like who they grabbed in the draft. Um, I haven't beaten the Niners again because we don't know who's starting at quarterback. It could be Trey Lance, it could be Sam Darnold, it could be Brock Purdy. We don't know. I haven't beaten the Cardinals, beating the Steelers. That Steelers game's would be really fun to watch. Um, Allen Robinson's on the Steelers as well. And then beating the Commanders, beating the Saints. That game's gonna be very fun because I do believe not Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Donald. I think this is his last year, so it's gonna be the last home game for the Rams, and it's gonna be his goodbye, to LA, because he's done so much over there. Obviously a Hall of Famer. He was thinking about retiring after the Super Bowl, but he said he'll come back for one more run. Obviously, it didn't work out to make it back to the Super Bowl to repeat. But yeah, I think this is the last year right here. People have kind of forgotten about it, but I think this is Aaron Donald's last year. So that home game against the Saints, if you're a Rams fan, go buy him now, and then have him beating the Giants right there late in the season, and yeah. Again, just like the Cardinals, my four key games are possible winning wins. And so the Niners, the Colts, the Cowboys ones would be entertaining. I mean, Cowboys versus the NFC West is always fun to watch. And then obviously that last home game for LA Rams. All right, for the 49ers, they lost their right tackle in the offseason. Brock Purdy, he's obviously hurt, so when will he come back? But they did have a sneaky draft. Not many people talk about it, but I really do like the 49ers draft, and obviously the 49ers every year always draft well, so won't be surprised if there was a big-time player later in the rounds that shows up for the Niners. So let's get right into the record. I have them going 9-8. I have them losing twice early in the season. The Steelers game, I believe the Steelers will start off with a win. It is in Pittsburgh as well. Again, who's at quarterback? Have them losing to the Rams right there. Talked about that already. Beating the Giants. Losing to the Cardinals. Probably going to win that realistically, but you never know. I would say Brock Purdy is gonna make his season debut against the Cardinals, so that'll be a dub against the Cardinals. So they'll be 10-7, and then I will still have them losing against the Cowboys, beating the Browns, beating the Vikings, losing to the Bengals, losing to the Jaguars. I think that Jaguars game is gonna be really good. Beating the Bucks. Losing to the Seahawks. That's a tough game, though. That's at Seattle, though. Losing to the Eagles. That's going to be a repeat of that divisional round. I think Brock Purdy will be starting that, so it literally will be a repeat of... It was the divisional round, right? I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was the divisional round. Or was it championship? I think it was championship, actually. I don't remember. And then beating the Seahawks in that Levi Stadium. And then going on win streak to end off the season. So I would have the Cardinals only winning one game because, again, Brock Purdy should make his debut in that game because you don't want him to make a debut against an elite defense against the Cowboys. So the Niners will be going 10-7, and then the Cardinals will be going 1-16, which is pretty bad, but it is what it is. And then my four key games for the Niners: the Cowboys game, obviously, Jaguars game, I think it's gonna be really good, and then that championship rematch for the Eagles, the Seahawks-Niners game late in the season. The Seahawks brought some their old players back. Bobby Wagner, some of their D-line players back as well. Jamal Adams is making his way back after being injured, and not really doing anything since he's been on the Seahawks. But I believe this is the year where he shows everybody that he is still one of the top safeties in the league. And obviously, they got way better in the draft. Had probably one of the best drafts of the class of all the teams in the league. So I have the Seahawks going 12-5, losing to the Bengals, losing to the Browns, losing to the Niners, and then losing to the Eagles, and losing to the Steelers later in the season. And other wins, like the wins that they got, not really against hard teams. Oh, that Cowboys game, November 30th, later in the season. It's a Sunday night game. It's very interesting. It's going to be a very defensive game. It's going to be who creates turnovers on the defensive side of the ball and who makes the least amount of mistakes, really, because both defenses are going to be phenomenal, I believe, in this season. I mean, the Cowboys, obviously, look at the names, but I really believe the Seahawks defense is going to be really good as well. So it's going to be who makes the least amount of mistakes. And I'm going with the Seahawks. I was going to go with the Cowboys, but I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this one. But it's still going to be a very, very good game. Yeah, my 4 key games for the Seahawks, the Bengals, the Ravens game, both running teams. It'll be a phenomenal game to watch right there. And the Cowboys game, obviously, and the Seahawks versus the Eagles. We're going to see how good the Seahawks really are. How do they measure up against a Super Bowl, a Super Bowl team, essentially. So, can't wait for that one. And that's going to be it. That's going to be the NFC West. This episode, or this video shouldn't be that long. This division is really going to come down to the Seahawks and the Niners. The Rams aren't that great. The Cardinals definitely aren't that great. I really believe this is Aaron Donald's last season, and same with Matthew Stafford. I believe Matthew Stafford has made it clear that this is his last year. So, yeah, it's gonna be a sad one to watch those two guys go, but they had a great career. Aaron Donald had a Hall of Fame career. Matthew Stafford, I don't know. Is Matthew Stafford a Hall of Famer? Probably, right? I don't know. We'll see. But I hope y'all enjoy. Like, subscribe for more NFL content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.